Here are some of the wins we had last week at RLF. First up, there's allegations that our client had a sexual act performed with a minor that were completely unfounded. After law enforcement officers were in contact with our office, they closed their investigation. No charges resulted against our client, and they actually proclaimed that he was innocent. So that was a fantastic result for our client. Thereafter, we had a grand theft auto case that was dismissed through a diversion program. Typically, sometimes grand theft autos are not going to be allowed into diversion, but this case was. That case was dismissed, and our client is eligible for an expungement of their record. So another great result there. In Miami-Dade County, we had a reckless driving, a DUI that was reduced to a reckless driving because there was a very big legal issue with the case. And prior to the case starting trial and the jury being brought in, the state attorney allowed for our client to resolve to a reckless driving, thereby saving him that FR44 insurance. If you've been watching these weekly wins, you know it's a very big deal. It saves him about $15,000, $20,000 of insurance premiums, and he can seal his record. Another good win. And then a very big win that we had in Broward was an injunction case where a client of ours had a family member file an injunction against him that stopped him from seeing his family, getting his property, going to his home, even his job was in jeopardy at this point. That injunction itself was voluntarily dismissed. And while the injunction was pending, our client was charged with a criminal case of violating the injunction. But after a review of the record and any of the surveillance footage of the home, it was shown that our client was not in violation of the injunction and the allegations were false. So that case was dismissed as well. Finally, a DPA, so a deferred prosecution agreement, allowed our client to get a disorderly conduct charge dismissed off his record, which was a totally bogus allegation, but it was a very big win as well for a client who really, really needed it. So I wanted to make sure to include that in this wins video. And then finally, our Florida Panthers won the Eastern Conference Finals and are now heading to the Stanley Cup for a rematch against the Oilers. I hope this game ends in 4 or 6, or the series ends in 4 or 6 and doesn't go 7 and give me a heart attack like last year. But we will see you next week, South Florida.